She has done it. Alex Eala is the Birmingham Open champion. After dropping the opening set, after carrying the weight of a curse that had followed her across years and continents and 13 consecutive losses, she fought back in the most remarkable fashion and claimed the biggest title of her career. 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. A scoreline that tells you she was tested. That tells you it wasn't handed to her. That tells you she had every reason to fold and chose, with complete clarity, not to. Trophy in hand. Name engraved alongside Billie Jean King, Martina Navratilova, Maria Sharapova, Petra Kvitova, and Ash Barty. At 21 years old, Alex Eala has become the Philippines' first grass court champion, and in doing so, has written one of the most significant chapters in the entire history of Filipino tennis. If you watched this live, you already know what it felt like. And if you missed it, stay with me. Because to truly understand what this means, we have to go back to the beginning of the week. Because this title was not won in a single afternoon. 9 days. 5 matches. 0 losses. This title was built point by point, match by match, across 9 days of the finest grass court tennis any Filipino athlete has ever produced. The full picture is extraordinary. It began with a commanding 6-0, 6-2, complete total dominance. Then 6-2, 7-5. Then another authoritative 6-3, 6-2. Then a grueling 3-set semifinal, 6-2, 4-6, 6-3, stretched across 2 days by 2 separate rain delays. And finally the championship itself. A dramatic 5-7, 6-3, 7-5 comeback, down a set against a Czech opponent, against history, against every number that was lined up against her. 5 matches. 0 losses. A trail of scorelines that read like a horror film for every opponent who stepped across the net. That was the week. That was the performance. That is what the making of a champion actually looks like. But to understand just how extraordinary this achievement truly was, we have to start with the final. Because the final was anything but easy. The final, the curse, the challenge, and the champion Nicola Barčanová. 20 years old. Czech Republic. Ranked 126th in the world. And throughout this season, she had been quietly, consistently proving that rankings mean very little when she decides to compete at her best. She was dangerous. She was confident. She was playing some of the best tennis of her young career. But there was another layer to this story, one that transformed a tennis match into something far heavier. Entering the Birmingham final, Alex Eala had never defeated a Czech player in her entire WTA career. Not once. Since turning professional in 2020, she had faced Czech opponents 13 times and lost every single match. 13 matches. 15 defeats. Different opponents. Different tournaments. Different surfaces. The outcome had always been the same. At a certain point, a run like that stops feeling like poor form and starts feeling like something else entirely. Something harder to name. Something that lives in the back of a player's mind, quiet but persistent, in the moments before a match begins. And when the draw produced Barčanová as her final opponent, another talented player from the Czech Republic, the story practically wrote itself. If someone had designed the perfect test for Alex Eala at her biggest grass court moment, they could not have done it more precisely than this. First set, the curse looks alive. Barčanová comes out swinging, serving with confidence, attacking freely, refusing to be intimidated by the occasion or the opponent across the net. She edges a tightly contested opening set 7-5. The first set Eala has dropped all tournament. The atmosphere inside the stadium shifts immediately. Doubts creep in. The crowd senses something. Was this going to be another chapter in the long history of Czech heartbreak for Alex Eala? Was the curse about to strike again? The answer came quickly. And it came without hesitation. Second set, the statement. Alex Eala responds like a champion. Not with panic. Not by forcing the issue or abandoning the game plan. She settles in, takes control, and wins the set 6-3 with a level of composure and precision that leaves no room for doubt. Every shot purposeful. Every point calculated. She trusts the tennis that carried her through the entire week. The left-handed serve that creates angles right-handers cannot read. The early ball striking that robs opponents of time. the slice backhand that keeps the ball skidding low and uncomfortable. When those weapons operate together, she becomes a genuinely different caliber of player, one capable of dictating matches against almost anyone in the draw. One set all. Everything comes down to the third set, where it becomes truly dramatic. Barčanová strikes first. Breaks early, leads 2-1. The Czech youngster grows in confidence. The crowd leans forward. The momentum, so firmly with Eala moments before, begins to tilt. And every time Eala looked ready to pull away, Barčanová responded. Refused to go quietly. Matched intensity point for point, game for game, right until the score reached 5-5. 2 games from the title. And now suddenly it's level, hanging by a thread, requiring 2 more crucial games won under maximum pressure, against an opponent who has absolutely no intention of stepping aside. This is the moment. Not the match point. Not the trophy. This moment, when it's 5-5 in the third set of a final and the curse is sitting in the air above the court and every number from the past 2 years is watching, this is where careers are defined. Alex Eala digs in. Captures the next game. 6-5. 1 game from history. And then the final game. Pressure-filled. Trophy, title, and curse all resting on the final few points. The weight of 13 losses, 2 years of that specific haunting pattern, everything compressed into one service game in Birmingham, England. She never blinked. Stayed composed. Trusted her game. Closed the door. 7-5 in the third. Match over. Tournament over. History made. What she said with the trophy in her hands. She was asked about joining a list of champions that includes some of the greatest names the sport has ever produced. And this was her response. Of course, all those names that you've mentioned are tennis greats, and I'm so honored to be lifting this trophy today. But lifting this trophy does not mean that I will be among the greats yet. So I'm motivated to keep working, and I'm grateful for the part that this trophy has played in my journey. She had just captured one of the most prestigious grass court titles outside of Wimbledon. Her name was freshly engraved on a trophy shared with Hall of Famers and Grand Slam champions. And her first instinct, her immediate, unfiltered reaction, was not satisfaction, not arrival, not celebration of what she had become. It was hunger for what comes next. No complacency. No sense that the work is finished. Just gratitude and ambition, delivered with the quiet certainty of someone who understands that this trophy is a step, not a destination. That the story is not over. That it may, in fact, only be beginning. That response is a significant part of why so many people have embraced this journey. It is the mindset that separates good players from great ones. And she is 21 years old. The semi-final. A different kind of test. The final was one chapter. But the semi-final deserves its own spotlight, because it tested Alex Eala in a completely different way. Her victory over Mazarova, 6-2, 4-6, 6-3, was not just a battle against a talented opponent. It became a battle against the unpredictable English weather, and in many ways against her own patience. The match was suspended twice by rain, disrupting rhythm and concentration at the worst possible moments. The most challenging interruption came when Eala was leading 5-2.